Why did you value freedom more than stability?
Despise working 9 to 5. I get bored, I get unmotivated, and I get depressed.
Stephanie had nothing. She was the first in her family to finish school, working hard since she was 14 years old, taught herself digital skills. Now she's pulling in over $50,000 months running her own AI agency by helping other businesses grow and scale with AI. Today we break down exactly how she did it so you can copy the entire playbook.
I'm Stephanie Stover. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Passionate Media. When we came to Jordan, we were really struggling with getting high-ticket clients. He helped us implement some systems and processes, specifically with AI. We went from the past 3 months from making about $24,000 a month to last month we hit $59,000 in 3 months.
What was the moment when you realized I have to build something for myself?
I was working for college in-house doing marketing, and I realized that I could make the same amount of money doing freelancing as I could in-house. I was very depressed, and it wasn't until I quit, started working for myself, that depression started to lift.
When you're in fear, you think that options are binary. Quit the job altogether or go like 100% by yourself. And actually, oh, can I get some freelancing work on the side? When you start to release the fear, you start to see how many options there is in the world to make money.
And that's exactly what I did.
When we met, you were at a stage where you were putting quite a bit of effort into the business, but not getting the returns that you wanted to get. What do you think the reason was kind of holding you back? What was the challenge there?
I was afraid to let go of poor paying clients because I didn't know how to get better paying clients for myself. I'm embarrassed to say we had clients as low as $200 a month, and those clients were taking hours and hours and were demanding. I was just afraid
They're always the worst clients.
My goodness.
What do people usually get wrong when making money from AI and building a business like yours?
It's a mindset thing. A lot of people don't want to use AI because they're afraid it's going to replace jobs. And that's huge right now. And that's just not the case, because you're not taking jobs away from people, you're just creating different types of jobs. The people that are willing to change their minds to that shift are the people that are going to benefit.
And if someone has an open mind and they're interested in it, what are they still doing wrong if they're not making money yet?
Sounds like they haven't taken action yet. Start doing things and be okay with making mistakes along the way. Start taking the next steps.
Now Stephanie and I are going to break down what she did to make over 50k per month and how she's going to scale to north of 100k per month, what her offer is for clients, what her niche is, how she's generating results, and give you some insights as well in terms of how you can apply that to whatever you're doing.
We use QuickBooks. This is our accounting software. So if we take a look at from October to December of last year, so Q4 of last year, we did 61,000 in total income. We did 59,000 in March. Just March alone.
What was the change? How did you bridge that?
Before working with you guys, we were just relying on referrals, and that just wasn't scalable. And there was so much fear around where's the next client going to come from. A year ago, we thought to ourselves, if this client had let us go a year ago, we would have been in so much trouble. But this time it was like, well, we just signed on a client yesterday that's bigger than this one. It's not a big deal.
The difference in mindset when you're bringing on a pipeline to not having it is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it absolutely, it was just such a game changer. To get our clients, we've been doing the interview method, so using AI, using Instantly, and now we've started doing Facebook ads. And with Facebook ads, we've spent $5,000 and made about $15,000 so far, and we've only been running them about 4 weeks.
And also you've got now 3 channels that work to bring on clients, but yet again, going from just being referral based to now having 3 channels, this is where you can start to be more aggressive on the upside and less fearful about, oh, what happens if it doesn't work, because you have 3 options to get the success.
I had a painting business and grew that to 7 figures, sold the painting business. So both Zach and Jacob said, you should sell into this niche because you have experience in it. So we have gone into that niche. What I did was created a strategy using AI for the painting industry, specifically to get them commercial jobs.
Yeah.
All I've had to do with this is just have my VA set up the AI, and once the positive replies come in, we just forward them to the client, and that's it. So we can scale this really, really easily because it's all just AI and a VA. I don't have to do anything. Once I get a closer in on the deal, I don't even have to look at it. I went from making, $25K a month for years to $50K, and it was just unlocking those bottlenecks and going through that tough process.
So we just finished a lovely lunch with Stephanie, and now we are heading out horse riding in Hatta, which is people say there's no nature in Dubai. We're going to show you some beautiful nature in Dubai, and my beautiful wife is coming with us as well. She loves horses, and we'll be sharing a little bit more about Stephanie's journey now of growth as well. The biggest thing that people get wrong about early success is thinking that they need to have everything figured out to go to the next stage. At that early stage, you don't have any awareness of what's happened beforehand because you've got no data points or reference points. And when people say, oh, I'm a perfectionist, or I just want to have everything right, that's just fear holding them back in case they get it wrong. Then they undervalue themselves. Someone says something to them that casts like negative doubt in their mind. But if you just take that first next step, you're going to gain so much awareness and data sets. Like you said with the ads, you're actually getting paid to learn. And the great thing about this model, and not many other business models, is you can get paid such high profits to actually figure out and learn what to do. The biggest hesitation that people have, making that commitment to themselves and others, because once you've made that commitment, if you don't follow through, then you have this perception of being judged, but you're not really being judged by anyone, because no one really cares. Because everyone's so caught up with themselves. But a lot of that hesitation comes from the fear of being judged, not being enough for you, not being enough for your family, and so much of it comes from our childhood that's projected on us. We're all probably a couple of wrong decisions away from being in that spot. If we don't take action on the things that we know that we need to, like anyone can end up there over time. And with AI exploding, for those people who don't educate themselves, put effort into getting to the next stage, they are going to be left behind, and life could get very uncomfortable for them. I've seen your growth both personally and professionally to now. What advice would you give to Stephanie a year ago?
I would say just to be calm, be confident, speak with conviction, just don't be so afraid. Learn how to recognize those limiting beliefs, challenge yourself.
How long did it take you to start getting success once you really started to grasp what AI and we could support you with?
One day I had hardly any deals. The next day I think I closed 7 in 1 month.
Yeah, I remember the exact time when you recognized to just push harder on sales.
Yes.
Like there was a switch in your mind. I remember seeing you were like, boom.
Yep.
Now it makes sense. What was one things that surprised you about building a business with AI?
How far AI has come. Because I think one of my limiting beliefs was that it's not good quality. Everything sounds fake. It's just not going to work. That was absolutely one of my limiting beliefs. Once I challenged myself on that and saw for myself how it actually works, that was just a light bulb moment.
So if someone's where you were a year ago, what advice would you give them?
I would say to be coachable. As long as you're learning and you're able to take the information that's given to you and implement it, you'll be successful.
If you were to look back now and understand your journey, what do you think the biggest thing has been that's enabled you to achieve the success that you've done? Being able to sell into these businesses, make 3 to 10K per month per client.
Having that conviction in the selling process, being able to implement AI in these systems and processes, working with you guys and following your program.
So we're going to wrap up the day here with Stephanie. We've had a great day. Stephanie has to fly back on her first class ticket and scale her business to 100K per month. We enjoyed this one, hope you did. Much love and see you in the next one.